Where do we start? Oh, yeah. Hey, fellow readers. I'm Jessica.
And I'm Ashley.
And this is
Seriez Sisterz. Sisters.
Cool.
Thanks.
How you been?
I've been fine. How you been?
You know what? I've been struggling this week, maybe longer.
Sorry, it's so funny.
With mom guilt.
Why? I think that means that you're doing it right. Because if you didn't care, you wouldn't give a shit.
I mean, yeah. Do you ever have mom guilt?
Oh, all the time. All the time. Especially when now I realize that there's a lot of things I forgot to teach my children.
You don't think about it because you like,
you
do everything for them, and then all of a sudden you're like, wait a second, you can do this.
Yeah, and then it's like, oh shit, he's 13.
Yeah.
I should probably teach him that. So.
Yeah, I get that. Mine is more like I'm not spending enough time with them because I work full time, sometimes more. We have this.
Yeah.
I've got the youngest needs too much attention, so then I feel bad that the older ones aren't. But they're in their room. They don't even want to hang out with me. So I don't know.
It's fine. If they wanted to hang out with you, you would make time. You would hang out. They know that.
That's true.
They know that.
Okay. I have a question for you.
Okay.
Do you believe in like...
Do you believe in life after love? After love, after love.
I can feel something inside
myself. Go ahead. Do I believe in what?
Fortune tellers, tarot card readings, palm readers.
Do.
Tell me more.
I think that they're very rare. And I mean, tarot is just a tool to use in like a divination way, right? So there's really, there's power in it or there's not, but it makes you look at things a different way.
Okay.
But like people who like psychics or whatever.
Yeah.
I think that they're just very rare, but I think they do exist. I think all these people who get paid to do it are full of shit.
So there's, probably more fakes than there are actuals.
Yes, that's how I
What
feel.
about those people, maybe they're mediums that go in haunted houses and like feel the spirits?
I feel the same way about them as I feel about psychics. They're in the same vein.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I feel like they're just few and far between that are real.
Okay. That's probably how I feel. Most people are probably full of shit. But
especially if they're trying to take your money.
Really do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you been to a psychic before?
I haven't. I've always wanted to go, but I have not been.
I have once.
Was it good?
It was fine. I don't feel like...
They told you anything they couldn't find on Facebook?
No.
It's harder to believe this day and age, too, because of things like Facebook and social media.
Yeah, but, I guess I had an appointment, but she didn't have my name.
Okay.
Like, to look me up or whatever.
Right.
Some of the things she knew or, like, guessed that I had two at the time.
Oh, okay. So you went after you were a mom?
Yeah.
Okay.
She really didn't seem like she gave a shit about me.
You're just another dollar, baby.
Yeah. She's like, just used her plain deck of cards and like did stuff with them and then said, and whoever, I think there was like two guys I was kind of talking to at the time. And she was like, this one, no, his suitcase has wheels. Meaning he won't.
It has a lot of baggage. He's not going to stick around.
That's what I thought. But yeah, he won't stick around. He's not going to commit. Okay.
But you know what? On the other side of that coin, I would be mad if his suitcase had wheels, just in general, depending on the size of the suitcase.
You don't like wheeled suitcases?
If it's large, then by all means, put some wheels on it. But if it's like small and you can easily carry that shit, get them off. like book bags with wheels. It's bullshit.
Yeah, that's stupid.
I hated those kids at school.
I like at the airport. I need my suitcase.
Okay,
to have
that's
wheels.
fair. I think I was thinking of the book bags on wheels. Those piss me off.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, when you're having to walk around a lot.
His book bag has wheels.
No, you are right. I am out of
Get
this.
the hell out.
All right. Well, do you remember what happened last week?
Fuck. Okay, there's Jeremy. He's there.
Mm-hmm.
And he's the bad guy.
Yeah.
He's got some people in his basement who came home with him for drugs.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe sex. We don't know.
One can assume.
He's also mentions talking about somebody named Emily. And
Mm-hmm.
is that she at his job? I don't know. We don't know yet. We don't know.
They're in medical school together.
That's right. That's right. He also works at a data entry place.
Yeah.
He was mean to the secretary who let him in.
Yeah.
And then there's Wren Stevens.
No. Wren Muller.
Mm-hmm. She is a forensic pathologist.
Mm-hmm.
And she's doing stuff. And she found that body. Well, the doctors, the police found the body and they brought her in to like check up on it and do her thing.
Mm-hmm.
And she was talking about those bugs that may have laid eggs, but then she figures out that the body had been refrigerated for a little bit and that fucked up her timeline. And that's all I remember. There's also that detective guy. What's his name? John LaRue. That's right. He's there, and he does stuff. There's also the book thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you remember what they found on the body?
Yeah, the first one, chapter 7 was shoved in her throat, and then the book was left at the other lady, and it was the book of the chapter that had been torn out.
Mm-hmm. And then
she was found in Seven Sisters bullshit pond.
I don't think that's super important, but yes. And then they also found on that last victim, she had a scrap of paper with her that had like some kind of emblem on it or some, like it was embossed or something.
That's right.
Remember?
Yeah.
And then it also had a name like on a library card.
Yeah.
Philip Trudeau.
Yes, and she keeps thinking, where have I heard that name before?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Ready?
Yeah.
Let's start.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wren is having a nightmare.
What? A nightmare.
A nightmare.
A nightmare.
Do you remember that Do you remember that Magic Horse VHS I had?
That you loved? Oh my God. I loved Serendipity. Not that one movie. This was anime.
Yeah, this was a cartoon.
Early. Anyway, tangent. Sorry.
Glad I brought that up.
It was weird. I just remember the color maroon when I think about that movie.
The Magic Horse?
Yeah.
I remember lots of sparkles and glittery.
Yeah.
It probably looks like shit.
We gotta find it. Okay, go ahead.
She's smothered by darkness with an overwhelming heat consuming her. Her chest aches and she struggles to yell for help, but nothing comes out. "You're dying, Wren," a man's voice says casually. Her blood turns cold and she falls forward onto her knees. "What's wrong with your legs, Wren?" the man asks. She tries to stand, but
You're feeling weak.
What is...
Why don't you lay down and sleep, Earl?
Oh my gosh. Love that song.
I know.
She tries to stand, but there isn't any feeling left in them. The dead limbs on an ancient tree. The man crosses the space towards her. Even though she can't make out his face, she can tell he's smiling. Instinctively, she uses her arms to pull herself away from him. "Run," he says quietly behind her. She tries to sob, but nothing comes out, not even a breath. "Run!" he screams.
Goodness gracious.
Wren sits up in bed, gasping for breath.
Do you ever have vivid shit like that in your nightmares?
No.
I don't.
I've never, popped up.
No, never. I guess I have cried in my sleep. Woken up and
have been crying. Yeah, me too. I've been told I'm, yelling.
You do yell and punch.
And doing stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. The last time I had a really vivid dream, it was because I was pregnant, and I knew when I had that dream, I was like, oh my God, I'm pregnant.
Oh, no.
My dream was so crazy.
I knew I was pregnant because I was burping. I'm sorry. Let's continue.
Sorry. It takes a minute for her to realize she is no longer dreaming. She woke before her alarm went off and notices that the window on her side of the room is allowing sunlight to pour in. The shade is askew, snagged on the slightly peeling paint. Although it's not significantly out of the ordinary, she can't help the paranoia she feels in the back of her mind. These Jane Does follow her home, and she is always afraid their killers will too. Mm-hmm. Wren gets to work and makes her way to her office. Sorry.
You type it wrong?
No, I kept thinking I saw the word coffee.
You have a problem.
I didn't.
You have a problem. Get some help.
She throws her keys down on the desk and notices the fresh stack of files taking up space in her new cases bin. Mm-hmm. She sighs and calls in her pathology assistants. She delegates the first 2 cases to her assistants to prep a suspected overdose and an apparent suicide. Once the assistants leave her office with their instructions, she says to herself, I'm going to catch you today, and heads to the autopsy suite. Maybe.
Not today.
Okay, fine. Probably not today. The hours in the lab fly by, and then she is called to accompany LaRue back at the last crime scene.
Sorry, the cat's in here. I didn't realize.
I didn't either. Come here. Oh, he's so fluffy.
He's by the door.
He's going to yell. Let him out? I want to wait till I hear him yell.
Okay.
As they inspect the alley next to the bar, Wren thinks about how frequently traveled this area is. It's hard to imagine how the killer pulled it off without being seen. It's an alley used by hundreds of people a night. But then again, no stumbling barfly with half a gallon of bourbon in their belly is going to truly take notice of their surroundings. Perhaps the killer saw how simple this dump could be if he played it cool. The ground where the victim had once lain is still stained. LaRue says, he chose such hotel art humans. I like that term. Forgettable, but not invisible. Fine, but not amazing or impressive. He's right. These victims were not particularly notable. They weren't highly respected members of the community, but they also weren't totally relegated to the margins of society either. LaRue continues, they're like trees falling in the forest. They fall. Some people will genuinely care, but most will just want to collect the free firewood and move on. Wren says, that would make him pretty intelligent. Malice aforethought on a whole other level, which I had to look that up. It means premeditated.
Yeah.
Very premeditated. As they turn to leave, something catches LaRue's eye. It's wedged between a deep crack in the curb where the sidewalk meets the street. He crouches down, using a handkerchief as a makeshift glove. He carefully picks up a bright white business card.
Oh.
Wren notices his face go pale. It's from the front desk of the medical examiner's office. Under the official seal is Wren's full name and title.
No!
Her professional contact information is across the bottom. He hands it to Wren. This is an old card design. Wren had painstakingly redesigned them herself about 6 months ago, but it's definitely hers. This card is clean, so clean that it was likely placed here recently. Whoever left it here did so after the victim's body was removed. Someone did this to send a message.
Wake up, sisters! There's no such thing! Sorry.
Wren shakes her head and says, I don't like this, John. LaRue says, trust me, Mueller. You don't have to dive off the grid just yet. We will make sure you get a security detail since it's your name on here. But honestly, it may just be that he thinks it's clever to show us he knows how our investigations work. Wren says, John, catch this guy so I can stop feeling so paranoid, please.
Yeah, hurry the fuck up, John.
God, John, do your job.
Your fucking John job.
John job. He grabs Wren's arm and says, I promise I will.
Ew.
Jeremy sits in the crowded auditorium and watches her. Emily is paying close attention to the biology lecture, taking impeccably detailed notes. The tiny silver anatomical heart charm on her bracelet bounces with each pencil stroke. Seeing Emily utterly oblivious to what will soon happen to her is completely tantalizing. After the lecture is over, Emily makes her way down the row of seats to the aisle, and Jeremy steps in front of her, plastering a friendly smile across his face. "Miss Emily Maloney," he whispers.
Is it spelled like baloney?
Baloney,
Mologna?
No.
Oh.
He whispers, leaning close to her ear before she passes him. "Cal, you scared the shit out of me."
Cal.
Jeremy had registered at school as Cal.
Cal.
Even though he inhabited the role during school hours, he still couldn't quite get used to the name. They walked together out of the classroom and
because it's Cal. There's so many other names.
Cal. I'm trying to think of
Titanic?
other Cals besides Titanic.
I know you're melancholy. I don't know.
I
Cal
feel like
Ripken.
there's another Cal.
Baseball
Near.
guy? Isn't he a baseball man?
The baseball guy.
I don't know.
Okay. Anyways, they're friends.
Okay. Cal and Emily.
Yeah. Emily chatters on about class and the upcoming exam while Jeremy manipulates the rag in his right pocket around a tiny plastic vial of chloroform. Emily offers to get together to study, and Jeremy/Cal says he will text her. She turns to open her car door, and just as quickly, Jeremy takes a hold of her ponytail with his left hand and covers her mouth and nose with the poison-soaked rag before she can comprehend what's happening.
It's fucked up.
I hate parking garages for that reason. Like
chloroform.
Chloroform.
Chloroform is to parking garages. Yeah, no,
Equal
that's fair.
to or greater than.
Yeah, see, that's what it helps when you're fat, because I'm probably going to be a victim. And I'm loud. Like, no one's, come on.
I feel like it helps being old.
Yeah, I don't want that old bitch.
Yeah, you're not taking as often.
I go out there and molest cougars.
You?
Yeah, me.
Ooh, the cougar killer.
Ooh, yep, new book. Cougar killer. Spelled with a K. Okay. Sorry, she's in the parking garage. She got chloroformed.
Yes.
Okay.
She drops her keys and fruitlessly claws at his hands and attempts to regain control. That's when the panic sets in. He stares down into her wide eyes and patiently waits for complete incapacitation. He throws her into the trunk of her own car.
Oh, that sucks.
Mine's
messy. That would just be awful.
That's why my car is so messy. So no one.
So they'll be like, "Oh, I'm not doing anything with her. Look at this shit."
Yeah. This bitch has not got it together.
It's a defense mechanism.
He injects ketamine into her veins.
Damn.
Just to ensure her continued confusion when the chloroform wears off. His eyes flicker to the ground, catching a glimpse of something shiny under the bumper. Her bracelet has fallen to the concrete. He picks it up and notices the delicate E engraved on one side of the heart. He puts the bracelet in his pocket.
I wish he would have put it on. Puts the bracelet on. Jangles it a little bit. Look at this. You like it?
He gets in the driver's seat and lets out a long sigh before moving a strand of box-dyed brown hair back into place in the rearview mirror. He quickly peels off Cal's sparse beard. And massages his jaw with a satisfied grin. Well done, Cal.
Ew, he says it. What a freak.
He loves himself.
Well
and
done, Cal. What a gross word. Cal.
Doesn't come out very pretty.
It doesn't.
Wren gets dressed up to go out for her friend Lindsay's birthday. She tries to talk herself out of going, but Richard encourages her to go out and think about something other than work. She joins a group of friends at a bar. The women catch up on jobs, kids, significant others, and gossip. It's comfortable. Lindsay suggests they go to a fortune teller. Another of the friends suggests they go to...
I suggest we get the fuck out.
This is a fortune teller, but it's called the bottom of the cup, is what she suggests.
1 cup.
Bottom of the cup.
Got it.
1.
Okay.
One of the oldest and most respected tea and psychic shops in New Orleans. It reminds me of divination class on Harry Potter.
Because the tea leaves.
Because, yeah,
They do
the
shit
bottom
with-
of the cup.
Yeah, oh, look at that.
What did he have? The Grim.
Not the grin, you idiot. That one kid only had that line.
Yeah. I can't remember what he says.
And he talks about what the grim is, but he has that line, and then he also has, it's like he's like trying to catch smoke with your bare hands.
Hey,
2 lines.
He got 2 lines. That's good.
You know, better than me. Okay, carry on. I'm so sorry. You
so
said
they
it
go
reminded
there.
you of divination.
Yeah, they go there. Wren gets a tarot reading,
Okay.
and the lady says some kind of like cryptic, alarming stuff. So
Mhm.
Wren leaves in a hurry, telling everyone she got called
I'm
to
out.
work.
Yeah.
As she's driving away, she spots LaRue outside of a bar having a cigarette. She decides to stop and join him and his partner, Will Broussard.
Lovey partner or
No.
detective partner?
This one's detective partner.
Okay.
She joins them for a drink. LaRue has Wren tell Will about the killer refrigerating the body because it messes with the time of death. Will asks if he did that with the last victim, and Wren says no. LaRue glances up at the mirror, because I think they're like sitting at the bar. So he looks up at the mirror
yes.
and he sees something.
Uh-oh.
Then he stands and turns and walks
Oh, and then what? And then what's he do?
toward the wall
Whoa.
next to the entrance.
Okay.
Wren squints. She can make out the stark white flyer tacked on the wood paneling that has caught LaRue's attention. It's an advertisement for an upcoming jazz festival on Bourbon Street. She watches as LaRue reaches out and touches it, feeling the embossed fleur-de-lis border. It has a sheen to it. Iridescent. Exactly like the scrap paper left with the last body.
Oh, no. Darren. Do you need out?
I'll get it. You just sit there looking nice and pretty.
Thanks.
Yeah. Hi, Darren. You want to
Darren's a cat,
sit on my
not a
lap?
human.
A cat human.
He's a cat.
A man cheetah.
He's
a man cheetah. Jeremy watches Emily wake through the monitor screen. She quickly realizes that she is surrounded by pitch blackness and sitting in something moist and spongy.
Ew.
Probably wondering why she's outside. She jolts to her feet at the sound of audio feedback echoing high in the darkness. Jeremy's voice comes over the speakers. Good evening, guests.
Ew.
I would love it if you all could give me your attention for a moment. Somewhere near each of you, there should be a flashlight. Use it. I don't need anyone accidentally drowning in a swamp out here. Jeremy watches Emily
God forbid.
through his night vision camera that bathes everything in a green light. She scans the ground around her, moving her face close to the moss and roots until she finds the flashlight. You have been dropped in random locations on my property. There is a fence around the perimeter, and speakers have been mounted in various places within it.
Okay, sound carries. How far out in the country
out.
is he?
He's out there.
Okay.
Jeremy sees that Emily finally recognizes his voice. He smiles and continues. Look, this game is simple. Your only job is to do your best to evade me as I make my way through the course. It's that easy. The name of the game is to survive. Try to escape if you can. The only thing between you and your freedom is a few acres of bayou and me. Emily turns on her flashlight and scans the environment. She lets out a sob. She then takes a deep breath and closes her eyes. Her face turns almost calm. Using the flashlight, she starts taking inventory of her own skin. She spots the small bruise under her arm, and she knows she's been drugged. Jeremy says through the speaker, "My advice? Run." Emily doesn't hesitate. She runs, tripping over uneven terrain, and then music starts to play over the speakers.
That fucking song.
Yeah, just music.
Oh,
He's got a playlist, I think.
Okay. He made one specifically for this.
Wonder what he titled it.
I know. Did he share it on Spotify for other people?
I hope so. Jeremy,
my murder plate. Yes.
Wren enters the crime lab, where LaRue told her to meet him. He's on the phone, and by the smile on his face, she can tell it's a personal call with Andrew, his boyfriend partner.
Oh!
Not work partner. So we got Andrew's the love.
Andrew's the lover.
LaRue notices Wren and tells Andrew to say hi. Andrew and Wren say hi to each other, and then LaRue gets off the phone. He says, "The flyer, it's for that jazz festival this weekend. Embellishments, color, and type match the scrap exactly." They enter the lab area where Ben, the lab guy, and Will sit waiting. Ben says, "It is definitely the same paper. You can see that both are recycled with bits of salvage distributed evenly throughout the pate. And it has the same sheen."
Yeah, you idiot.
Yeah,
you
obviously.
can see it.
The pate.
It's right there.
It's there. It has the same sheen that the original had. Sheen. Wren says, "Do you think he's already killed the new victim, or is he still scouting for this drop?" LaRue says, "There's no way to know for sure. I don't think we can stop something from happening here. We can only prepare for what's coming." Ben says, "The Bayou Butcher returns."
Thanks, Ben.
With that comment, Wren stops abruptly, turning quickly to face Ben. "The Bayou Butcher?" Ben says, "You know, the brutally violent methods, the swamp water." LaRue quirks an eyebrow in her direction, as if making a mental note to check up on her later. He says, "Well, now we have a time and place. Let's get a plan rolling here. The festival is only hours away. I'll bring this to the station and see what higher-ups want to do. Muller, you coming?" "You had me at Butcher," she says. LaRue, Wren, and Will meet with the lieutenant to figure out the plan. Then they debrief the group of officers.
Okay.
LaRue says, "So we found a pretty definitive match for the piece of paper found on the last victim's body. It's from this flyer for the jazz festival downtown today."
Fucking day.
Yeah. "Based on what we have discovered to be an emerging pattern, it is extremely likely that there will be a body drop at the festival or somewhere around it." One officer says, "How the hell is this guy going to even consider dropping a dead body at a huge festival? Are we supposed to believe he has suddenly escalated?"
"He's got big balls."
I guess. "All we know," LaRue says, "is that all signs point to something big happening at the festival. Now, whether it's a false alarm or a prank is not really pertinent here." The lieutenant interjects, "This is priority number 1 now. Everyone is to have their eyes open and their radar up at this event. If I see a phone in one of your hands tonight, I will make you eat it." Will tacks up a map of the festival. "There are 3 stages to set up out there." Whatever. One main guy and 2... Yeah. One main stage, but he called it a guy. Like he likes to call boys.
Boys. Yeah.
One main guy and 2 smaller ones. Obviously, most of the crowd will gather around these areas, as well as the spots where food is sold. We will station most of you around these high traffic zones and then stagger the coverage throughout the rest of the festival grounds. LaRue nods and says, "Every single entrance and exit has to be covered and then covered some more. No one gets in or out without us knowing about it."
Nope. Classic line.
Mm-hmm. Wren can see skepticism on some of the faces in the room. Even she can't help the questions forming in her own mind. Is the killer really this brazen?
Brazen beef.
Is he really...
Brazen bastard, that was
Yeah.
it.
Is he really this stupid? This killer is the type of guy who blends in. He doesn't make civilians cross the street to avoid him. He doesn't wear his evil on his sleeve or even his face. He is interested in causing chaos from afar, not becoming entrenched in it himself. Jeremy props the speaker by the microphone. The playlist that he meticulously put together for this night begins to sound through the darkness, and he smiles with anticipation.
Who's happening?
Is that Yahtzee?
Yeah, Yahtzee.
Yay. You suck!
He lightly touches the Glock,
Ooh.
tucked into the holster around his midsection, and pats the cargo pocket on his right pant leg to confirm that it still holds the 17-inch serrated hunting knife.
Because we all need one of those. That's too
really big.
Has anyone seen
Would
my
seem
bigger
like
knife?
bigger knife.
It's just too big.
It's too big. Tugging on the shotgun slung across his back,
Got that boy too.
he slowly walks into the abyss of trees that stretches out before him. He puts on the night vision goggles and scans the woods in front of him, which I don't think
That's
is fair.
cheating.
Yeah.
They have to be on even ground. Come
Yeah.
on, Jeremy.
It's not cool. He cheats a lot.
Yeah.
When he doesn't see any movement, he checks his phone. The app connects to the various security cameras around the property. In one camera, he can see Emily pressing her back against a cypress tree and sticking her fingers in her ears. He watches her move forward across the swampy ground, keeping her pace brisk and her flashlight use minimal. Suddenly, she stops. She turns her attention to her left. Suddenly, a stream of light encases her. A panicked female voice says, "Who are you?" "Emily. I'm Emily." Katie says, "Oh, thank God, I'm Katie. But introductions hardly even matter right now. He's just going to kill us anyway. Super psyched to meet you, though." She starts to cry softly. Pathetic, Jeremy thinks to himself. Emily says, "He isn't going to kill me." Katie chuckles and says, "Sure, listen, he just got here. We've been with him for days. Where did he get you?" Emily says, "Cal is my lab partner. We're in the same grad program." "Who is Cal? Is he out here too?" Katie asks, confused. Emily says, "He's the one doing all this. I thought you said you spent days with him." Katie says, "I don't know who the hell Cal is, but this guy's name is Jeremy." Frustrated, Emily says, "Whatever you say. Listen, who else is out here? Is there anyone else?" Katie whimpers softly. "My friend Matt. He should be around here somewhere, unless Jeremy already found him." Emily says, "All right, Katie, we have to move. Let's try to find Matt. You should probably turn off your flashlight."
You dumb bitch.
Katie says, "No way. I've been in a pitch black basement for days. Why the hell would I want to stumble
Because
around
you dipshit.
in the dark out here?" Trying to keep her composure, Emily says, "Well, the way it's dimming, you won't have a choice pretty soon."
Dumbass.
Emily and Katie trudge through the brush and sink into the ankle-deep swamp with every step.
Gross.
That felt hard to say. Emily stops and says, "What was that?" Jeremy slithers slowly
No.
and quietly towards them.
I imagine the Grinch. With his weapons.
"Matt!" Katie calls out.
Shut the fuck up. She deserves to die. I'm sorry. She's an idiot.
Emily grabs Katie and puts her hand over her mouth.
For real.
"What if Cal hears you?" Jeremy is smiling now. It's like watching a show. He hadn't anticipated it would play out so seamlessly. Katie pulls Emily's hand away. "What if it's Matt?" Emily puts a finger up to silence her again and cranes her head to listen. Jeremy pumps his shotgun loudly.
Ooh, pump it. Louder!
"Get down," Emily screeches, dropping to the ground and pulling Katie down next to her. Jeremy's shot hits the tree behind them, creating an explosion of bark and smoke.
Barking, smoking, barking, smoking.
Barking, smoking.
Barking, smoking.
Birkenstock.
Yeah.
Emily shoves Katie forward, keeping low to the ground, telling her to go. Katie sobs and stumbles forward, covering her head with her hands. Angrily, Emily says, Katie, you have to be quiet and fucking move.
Yeah.
Jeremy thinks, I knew she would hate Katie. He paired them together for a reason, and he's pleased with the animosity blooming between them. Is that how you would be with Katie? Would you have like just fucking left her by now?
I would have left her. I would have just said, okay, I'm going this way. Yeah.
See ya.
See
Good
you
luck
later.
out there. Emily pulls Katie along with her, and eventually they stop to rest. They argue. Emily wants to keep moving, and Katie wants to hide until morning.
Then fuck you. You can hide.
Mm-hmm. Jeremy is fascinated. Emily's survival instinct is so strong, yet she's willing to ignore it to help this delusional stranger. They stop arguing when they hear branches snap and a shuffle of feet. Katie? A hushed male voice sounds out from the darkness.
Dumb.
Oh my God, Matt! She shines her flashlight at him. A disheveled man in dirty clothes stands 20 feet away.
Then he gets shot like a deer, like Bambi's mom.
Oh, man. Katie begins walking towards him. Jeremy shakes his head and raises his Glock. A loud pop comes out of nowhere. The bullet from Jeremy's handgun rips into Matt's temple, spraying drops of blood onto Katie's face.
Knew it.
Katie screams just as Emily grabs her arm and starts running. Back at the festival now.
Grabs her arm. No, I would just start running. Fuck you. Sorry.
Yeah.
And if you're slower, then he'll catch you and I have more time to escape.
He'll be busy with you. And back at the festival now, Wren smells it. The unmistakable stench of early decomposition.
Oh, no.
And stifling hot weather.
Ugh.
The smell always starts like a rotting onion, but as soon as you think you can handle it, it changes. Then it becomes heavy and smothering. Next to her, one of her technicians is nervous and overly chatty. Wren reminds her to quit mentioning the police and tells her, it's normal to feel nervous. I'm nervous too, but our job is to ignore that and get to the task at hand. Now, what do you smell? The young woman's
nothing good.
Nostrils flare and then her eyes widen. Bingo, Wren says. She locks eyes with LaRue across the crowd, and together, Wren and her technician cross the barrage of festival goers. The stench of human decomp is starting to permeate the air, and people are taking notice.
Like hot Frito-Lay.
I feel like it'd be worse. I don't think
Is
I've
there
ever
anything
smelled
worse?
a dead body.
I've never smelled a dead body. If any of you smell the dead body, please let us know.
Like, real dead.
Yeah, like dead. Not like I went and there was an open casket at a funeral dead.
Yeah.
Because they've been cleaned up and they smell nice.
Mm-hmm.
Or like formaldehyde.
I don't know if they smell nice, but... Wren stops next to LaRue and says, we're close. I'm sure you can smell it too. He nods, and they move to follow the scent. She tells LaRue, look for flies. As LaRue and Wren scan the crowd and the main stage, Wren notices a thin black cloud emerge on the left side of the stage, toward the back. They make their way around the left side of the stage. The odor is unmistakable. Wren drops to a knee and peers between the slats where a portion of the wood has rotted away. It's dark under the stage. Her eyes start to adjust and a familiar form takes shape. The body is crumpled and motionless, lying almost directly in the center of the area beneath the stage. Through a small door on the side of the stage, I'm saying stage a lot. It's probably my fault. Wren shines her flashlight into the dark. Illuminated in front of her is the distorted body of what appears to be a woman in her 20s. She is lying on her stomach with arms outstretched beneath her as if free-falling from a plane. Wren sees the mangled mess of flesh and bone where her right knee should be. She pans the light from legs to head, and Wren's breath catches briefly as the victim's half-opened eyes light up from the flashlight. That would scare me.
Yeah, me too.
She composes herself and says to LaRue, it's what we thought, and it's bad. Shit, LaRue mutters under his breath. Wren tells him she needs to get closer. It looks like the victim has something in her hand. Wren stands and walks around to the...
What if it was a dick? Sorry.
A real one?
Yeah. A live one.
Maybe it's Jeremy's.
Just yanked it right off.
That would be nice. Like, just taking it with you.
Yeah. If I go, it goes.
Wren stands and walks around to the end of the stage. She finds a weak spot in the wood and kicks it away, creating an opening for her to climb into, closer to the victim. She puts her hair up in a bun, puts on her gloves, and sticks her flashlight between her lips as she dives headfirst into the blackness under the stage. The space is cramped and hot, and there's only enough room for her to squat uncomfortably or crawl.
Oh, I'd get so panicked.
Mm-hmm. And then it also smells real bad.
It smells and it's hot, and I would just...
and there's bugs and flies.
And so you can't breathe out of your mouth, but you don't want to breathe out of your nose. Oh! Sorry, I sound like Richard Simmons. Simmons on the brain.
As she inches closer to the body, the full savagery of this young woman's death is revealed. She has a number of cuts and bruises and wounds covering her form, including a large laceration across her neck. Jesus, Wren says. She raises her voice to yell to LaRue over the music. This is really vicious work, LaRue. The worst yet. Fuck, he says. Wren looks back at the assaulted corpse in front of her. Her hand is curled around something, and Wren carefully begins peeling back each finger. The woman is holding a map. Wren sees marked plots and a key that labels the famous residents of notable tombs. This map is for St. Louis Cemetery number 1. It's the kind of map they give to tourists. Wren inspects the very detailed map, and in the cluster of grave sites toward the middle, she spots a small crimson X. She tells LaRue, there's a guide map of St. Louis Cemetery 1 down here, with a spot marked off in red. I don't think this victim is the only present he left for us to find today. LaRue says, shit, all right, come on out. Let's get her out of here and head over there. We'll have to contain this. As Wren gets ready to crawl out, she notices the victim is wearing a white smartwatch that stands out because it's in pristine condition. There's no way this watch was on that wrist before or at the time of death. What's he say? Anyway. Word. LaRue tells her to hurry up. She reaches out and taps the screen to life. A cast of blue light floods the dark, cramped space. It asks for a numerical passcode. She stretches out her arm to hand the map to LaRue and tells him to read her the plot number where the red X is. 1503. Wren enters the
Very
numbers.
clever.
Is it? The numbers?
It's clever that you got the numbers.
Oh, but she knew. Okay. I was like,
the numbers themselves
numbers,
is not very clever. I mean, they're numbers.
They're numbers.
They don't mean anything.
Wren enters the numbers on the watch, and it opens to reveal one application on the screen, the alarm. She hollers up to LaRue and tells him what she found. His face drops, and he says, how long? 45 minutes from now, she says. LaRue says, we gotta move. Landry, Cormier, Fox, you're with Will. Go on ahead and clear the cemetery. I'll follow with Mueller. Seeing the bullet from his Glock hit its intended target feels satisfying in a way Jeremy can't describe. He could have hit Katie and Emily too, with ease, but he isn't finished playing yet. He watches as they run aimlessly through the verdant grounds. Katie is frantically wiping Matt's brain matter off her face and stumbles, falling behind. One of their flashlights flickers, dims, and goes dark, down to one light. Katie sobs loudly, and Jeremy watches as she takes a clumsy step with her right leg lifted higher than a natural stride requires. The drugs are taking effect. He's cheating again because he drugged her. Yep, that's not fair. He's starting to feel giddy at the realization that his experiment is working. Jeremy had read about the Jamaican ginger poisonings during Prohibition and felt inspired. In the early 1930s, some brilliant minds conjured a form of Jamaican ginger, or Jake, as it was better known, that was able to pass through U.S. regulations. They created a formula that used tricresyl phosphate.
Okay.
Do you know what that is? Because
Nope.
I don't, I didn't look it up.
Something.
Because it was able to pass the tests without ruining the taste. This revolutionary bootlegger recipe ultimately resulted in a plethora of patrons walking with their legs stretched high and their toes unable to extend upward.
So they're curled?
I guess, yeah, they're like, they can't do
That's
that
the
with
foot, though, but you know.
Oh, their toes. Oh, I don't know.
Oh, curled.
The paralyzing epidemic that became known as Jake leg and allowed researchers to...
Not to be confused with the Jimmy leg.
It's not the Jimmy leg.
It's not the Jimmy leg.
It's the Jake leg. This allowed researchers to determine too late that the tricresyl phosphate is actually a dangerous neurotoxin that causes nerve cell death and damage to the myelin sheaths that aid in vital muscle movements. In substantial amounts, the chemicals will cause gastrointestinal distress and partial paralysis in the limbs. And after daily injections of the chemical through her IV lines, Katie seems to be presenting with a rousing case of Jake leg right now.
So mean.
Mm-hmm. I never heard of that. Jake leg.
Me neither.
Katie begins screaming to Emily that her leg is going numb. Jeremy smiles. He can see Emily weighing her options as she fearfully scans the tree line with their remaining flashlight. Emily is ready to abandon her. Jeremy can feel it. He pumps the shotgun once, and Emily and Katie hear the sound. Emily tries to pull Katie along. Jeremy squeezes the trigger and hits his target with ease. The bullet rips through Katie's right kneecap. Emily's choice is clear. Yeah, that would fucking suck. She flees.
Yep. See ya.
Jeremy walks towards Katie's pathetic sobs. He stops in front of her and grins, squatting beside her. He whispers with a smile, and then he slowly drags a blade across her throat.
Fuck off!
He's not a very nice
He's not
guy.
a cool cat. No.
Not cool cat.
He's not.
He'll be a real gas kitten.
Please, come.
On the way to the cemetery, Wren calls for an ambulance to meet them at the entrance, just in case. LaRue asks, "Do you think this is a trap, Mueller?" She says, "I have to believe it's not. And either way, we both have to treat it like it's not.
Yep.
But just remember that we are adequately prepared if the situation proves otherwise." LaRue says, "I just worry that this guy is going to be sitting close by watching while we all run around gobbling up his breadcrumbs."
Probably.
Wren says, "I know. The same scenario ran through my mind too, but our only choice is to try. I'm praying that the ambulance sees more action than I do this afternoon." He puts to sleep. Emily's feet almost hover above the ground as she glides over unfamiliar terrain. She did exactly what Jeremy had hoped. She abandoned Katie and indulged her own primal urge to survive. Emily stops, pushing her back into the hollow of a tree. "Emily!" shouts Jeremy. "It's Cal, Emily. It appears that you are my..."
Have you seen my sister, Emily?
I don't know the next line.
I don't either.
Hocus pocus, though.
Yeah.
Love it. "It appears that you are my final girl. Have you located the perimeter yet?" She can hear him coming closer. He is intentionally making himself known. This is his crescendo. "Do you even know what direction you're running toward? Well, don't let me discourage you. Run, rabbit, run."
Oh, I'd be so mad.
He shoots his handgun into the air, and Emily instinctively takes off.
Funny if the bullet came back down and just went straight through his head.
Where did they go? I mean, they go up, they have to come back down, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't that like an episode of Bones, too? Like
Probably.
somebody got shot in the top of it.
Yeah, but I don't think it was because of that.
I feel like
Maybe.
I watched too many crime shows, so it could have been any of them.
They all morphed
they were
together.
just like shooting guns in the air.
Oh, and then one. Yeah, stop it, idiot.
She takes off. Jeremy runs now, too, gaining on her. Suddenly, the perimeter appears. A metal fence that runs through the trees. It's only about 6 feet tall, and all she needs is momentum to clear it. She stops briefly and then dashes forward, diving onto the fence. A jolt of electricity takes hold of every cell as her body stiffens and convulses before being tossed back into the nightmare behind her. Hovering over her, Jeremy says, "I'm a little offended that you didn't think I would electrify my perimeter." Emily furiously struggles to stay conscious. She rolls. I'm not rolling, I was just stretching.
She rolls, body rolls.
She rolls onto her side and begins to crawl. She desperately claws at the mud and moss, propelling herself forward as best she can. Jeremy slowly follows, slipping the Bowie knife from its sheath and kneeling to loop his arm around her throat, pulling her up on her knees. He uses his forefinger to hold open her right eye.
No.
He's not going to cut it out.
Okay.
He allows... I could feel your panic. He allows a couple of drops of tropicamide
Sure.
to hit her eyeball and does the same to her left eye, keeping her still in a chokehold. She yells, "Stop! What is that?" Jeremy says, "Tropicamide." Eye drops. Ever had an eye exam, Emily?
I know they're going to dilate her pupils.
Experienced blurred vision for several hours and been told to please not operate heavy machinery. He smiles as she blinks rapidly, trying to clear her vision. See, he's cheating again.
You know, he loves it. He loves it.
It's not fair. It's not a fair game. Jeremy says, "You ever hear of the phrase C5 stay alive?"
No. I haven't, Jeremy.
All right,
or
I guess
Cal.
we will play. You see, if you sever the spinal cord above the C5 cervical vertebrae, then you will most certainly kill the person attached to it. Emily pleads for him to stop and let her go, but he continues. The C1 and C4 vertebrae flank the nerves responsible for letting your diaphragm know how to breathe. If you sever that particular part of the spinal cord, then you will asphyxiate and you will die. C4 breathe no more. Emily watches as the small amount of light from the moon bounces off the blade. A sharp pain shoots through her lower back. If you sever the spinal cord anywhere below C5, you'll likely stay alive, but you will also most definitely suffer paralysis in the portion of the body below that vertebra. He pats Emily's leg. "I chose the lumbar region. It's a fucked up little rhyme, huh?" He grins.
I bet he made it up.
And pulls the blade out in one swift motion. Wren and LaRue pull up to the cemetery. I pull up to the house about 7 right now. Yeah.
To the cabin, smell you later. Looked at my kingdom. I was finally there. Sit on my throne. Boom.
The officers at the scene appear looking serious and already... Sorry. Already glistening with sweat.
Glistening.
The oldest burial ground in New Orleans stretches for what feels like an eternity ahead of them. As they spot the freshly dug grave, Wren and LaRue yell for shovels. Then LaRue spots an egg timer ticking loudly. He says, "We have almost exactly 20 minutes. Wren says, "If someone is in there, this isn't good. No way they'd be conscious under there. We have to dig now." Wren uses the shovel, and LaRue uses his hands, and together they furiously dig as more officers join in their efforts. LaRue takes the shovel from Wren, and he can see on her face that every second counts. They've dug 3 feet down, and an officer asks, "Guys, what if it's a full 6 feet down?" Wren says,
"Then you better fucking hurry."
"Then we dig 6 feet." Dirt flies in all directions. All parts of this team are laser focused, Rue steals a glance at the timer as his spade hits something solid. 4 minutes left. They quickly clear the dirt from the wooden casket and a handle is exposed. They pull the casket up slightly so they can open it without dumping more dirt inside. Wren and LaRue jerk the lid of the casket open and a paramedic exclaims, "Oh God!" That's not what you want to hear your paramedic say.
No.
The woman inside the coffin looks to be in her late 20s. Her eyes are closed. Her face is peaceful, though coated in grime. Dry vomit clings to her cheek. Her feet are bare and scraped raw, crusted with dried blood and soil. Her white t-shirt shows ample signs of wear. A deeply set stain creeps down her left side and around her back. The officers know, without Wren's help, that it's blood. A lot of blood.
Mm-hmm.
The woman in the coffin is still and silent. The timer goes off. Jeremy opens his eyes, feeling rested, even though he's only had 2 hours of sleep. He left Emily in the forest last night, paralyzed from the waist down, with nowhere to go.
How fucking awful.
Now, he pulls on a clean shirt and carefully coiffs his blonde hair into place. He makes his way out back and wonders if she can hear him approaching. He calls out, "Emily! You're not dead, are you?" He picks up his pace excitedly. "Emily, I hope you can forgive me." He enters the open space near the fence and spots her. She's leaning, almost completely horizontal, with her back against the fence. The wire fencing bends behind her, allowing a gaping hole to form. He strides toward her. She can't be dead yet. His entire plan would be ruined. As he comes to her, still form, he can plainly see it's not Emily. It's Katie. His heart quickens in his chest as he puts it together. He must have missed her spinal cord somehow. Emily bested him.
Nice.
She dragged Katie across the property and used her body to absorb the fence's electric pulses. Jeremy stands, gazing out into the tall grass and expanse of trees outside the perimeter. Emily is gone.
Yeah. Get out of there, Emily. Man.
How do you feel?
I feel upset. How would you be if you were Emily? Because I probably wouldn't have thought to get Katie and have her absorb the shock of the fence. But I think I would have probably put myself against it and killed myself. I'm fucking done. Because even if I survive the trauma and the therapy that I will have to go through.
Yeah, but you'll be alive. Like that.
Woo!
Not a fighter, are we?
No.
I don't know. I like to think I would be smart enough to think of that, but I don't know.
No.
Especially if I've been stabbed and
drugged and
traumatized.
Yeah.
And
Put shit in my eyes.
Not literally, but yeah. Got a massive case of pink eye.
Dumps.
All right. Well, my plan is that the next episode will be the end.
I better get my ass in gear then, huh?
For you, yeah. You got a book coming up.
I do have a book coming up.
Yeah, because it's not super long.
Yeah.
Which is, it's still good, but so
cool.
I think I can do it in three-parter.
Cool.
Right.
Yay, thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.
We'll see you later.
All right, bye.
Bye. Tunka, 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 tunka.